This one shocked the hell out of me. Welcome to the ride, y'all. This is another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on channel GBoot2786. Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. If you'd like to donate to the channel, please donate later to the Cash App, GavinRichardEsq. Also, Google Pay at gavin.grich1@gmail.com. That's a way to get in touch with me. Those links will be available in this video. So let me get into it right now, guys. You guys know the gentleman in this picture. That is Jam Master Jay. For those of you who don't remember Jam Master Jay, or those of the younger generation, Jam Master Jay was the DJ for Run DMC. His real name was Jason Mizell. And of course, Run DMC is the pioneer rap group of all, it's arguably considered the greatest rap group of all time just because they pioneered the genre, with them and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and Sugar Hill Gang, of course, and Public Enemy. But Run DMC in particular, because they were the first rap group to actually get on MTV, with the King of Rock and Rock Box and Walk This Way, countless hits. I didn't grow up. I don't remember Run DMC too much as a kid because that was a little bit before my generation. I was born in the late 80s, so like 86 and 1986. So I don't remember them when they were at their height. I may have seen some videos as a kid a little bit. I remember Public Enemy more than I do Run DMC, actually, because I still remember when the box played, and I remember seeing Fight the Power come on the box, and even Flavor Flav with the clock in the coffin when 911 as a joke came on, and getting freaked out because Flav had that face that would freak you out. Especially when he's in a coffin. That's made it even worse and more scary. But, Jam Master Jay, of course, his murder, in all seriousness, has been unsolved for the last 18 years until now. Federal prosecutors announced in New York City that they have arrested two men for Jam Master Jay's murder, which happened in 2002. Jason Mizell, that was Jam Master Jay's real name, was murdered in Hollis, Queens at his studio on October 30th, 2002. He was shot at point-blank range with a .40 caliber handgun. The report goes on, and this is from ABC7 out in New York. The defendants allegedly carried out the cold-blooded murder of Jason Mizell, a brazen act that has finally caught up with them thanks to the dedicated detectives, agents, and prosecutors who never gave up on this case. Acting U.S. Attorney Ducharme stated, "The charges announced today began to provide a measure of justice to the family and the friends of the victim, and make clear that the rule of law will be upheld, whether that takes days, months, or decades." Mizell, known professionally as Jam Master Jay, was a member of the 1980s hip-hop sensation Run DMC, behind hits such as It's Tricky and the Aerosmith remake collaboration Walk This Way, which is what I talked about. Jam Master Jay, who was 37 at the time, was shot once in the head by a masked assailant. Police said at the time he left behind a wife and 3 children. NYPD Chief of Detectives Rodney Harrison, who is a self-described Run DMC fan and a Queens native, said that this arrest was very important to me. Carl Jordan and Ronald Washington, both of Queens, have been charged with the murder of Jam Master Jay while engaged in cocaine trafficking, according to an indictment unsealed in the Eastern District of New York that also charged the two with drug offenses. The murder of Jam Master Jay stemmed from a dispute over drug trafficking, according to the indictment. According to investigators, Mizell sought to exclude Washington from a multi-state drug deal, which would have been epic, or large at least, my words. In retaliation, Washington and Jordan conspired to murder and ultimately executed Mizell. The court filings allege that on October 30th, Mizell was present at his recording studio 24/7 studio located in Merritt Boulevard in Jamaica, Queens, Washington and Jordan, armed with firearms, entered the studio at approximately 7:30 p.m. Washington then allegedly pointed his firearm at an individual located inside the studio and demanded that the person lie on the floor. Jordan was said to have approached Mizell and pointed his firearm at him, firing 2 shots at close range, striking the victim once in the head and killing him. The second struck another individual in the leg. Now, there's more to this story than what they're saying, but hearing stuff like this, tells you what. Of course, it's not all rappers that are like this, and no, all people in the music game aren't like this, but he was up to some shady shit, Jam Master Jay. And I don't like speaking ill of the dead. All of this stuff, of course, you're innocent until proven guilty. Of course, he's not on trial, Jam Master Jay. These men are going to be on trial for this. But, I always thought something was up with this case just by the way he died. And the fact that there was no robbery, from my understanding, he was the only one that was executed. No one else was shot. Anybody that witnessed it. I'm curious as to how they were able to get this break in the case to begin with. This was 18 years. So you guys think about that. For the last 17, 18 years, these guys have been walking free for murdering Jam Master Jay. And the fact that he was up to this shit, we got to be real about it, though. People that live that life, it's not a good outcome. And whatever his reasons were behind it, if he was doing all of this stuff, sadly, this was a tragic result of living that life, man. When you think of, drug abuse, and drug trafficking that I'm seeing, and this is a guy who was with one of the most respected DJs in the business. And he was he was a fucking drug pusher. That's why the feds are involved in it. They got ATF involved in this. Remember, this is also, I think this definitely falls under what they call a RICO statute. I think that's probably why the feds are involved, because, as you know, murder is really a state charge. But the feds got involved in it, and my guess is that they had an informant on the inside. Somebody told them. It goes on further. The investigation revealed that the motive for the killing resulted from Mizell's previous acquisition of approximately 10 kilograms of cocaine from a narcotic supplier in the Midwest. The cocaine was allegedly intended to be distributed in Maryland by Washington, Jordan, and other co-conspirators. So Jam Master Jay was into, he was the original Ghost. He was into some power shit, some real stuff, man. If this is all true, God. The ATF, New York's Field Division, said that they never believed this case was unsolvable. Working tirelessly alongside the NYPD Cold Case Squad, we were determined to bring justice from the Mizell family and see these killers held accountable, ATF Acting Special Agent in Charge McCormick said. For nearly 18 years, one of these alleged perpetrators walked freely, thinking he'd gotten away with murder. But today, thanks to the unwavering efforts of the investigators and prosecutors, 2 individuals will have to answer for their crimes. Now, the 36-year-old Jordan was taken into custody on Sunday. Washington is 56. He was already in prison on a prior robbery case, so he has a record. Johnson was arraigned Monday, pleading not guilty, and was held pending trial. In addition to murder, Jordan is also charged with 1 count of conspiracy to distribute cocaine and 7 counts of cocaine distribution. That's why the feds are involved in that. Federal prosecutors said that the case carries the possibility of the death penalty. The return date is September 17th. So, wow. Yeah, there's more to this stuff, man. When the U.S. Attorney's Office, the feds getting involved, you can best believe they had a snitch on this. Somebody, they definitely, somebody basically squealed and did talking about something that they heard, and this was, you know, a cold case on a celebrity. Now, when you think of Jam Master Jay, he doesn't really come out like a huge celebrity, like for instance when Michael Jackson passed or Prince or something along those natures. But this brother was well known, and it certainly makes me look at this as in a new light. I am sorry for his family. I am sorry for his children that they grew up without their father, for his wife, and his wife probably knew about the shit he was doing, if all of this is true. I still feel sorry for those kids that they lost their dad, because there's no going back from that. There's nothing like losing a parent. And I dread the day when my parents are called home. But it's something we all got to deal with. But the way he died, obviously, when he was murdered back in October, and that the family had to live for the last 18 years in pain, not knowing what happened to their father, not knowing whether his killers would see justice. I can only imagine what that's like. Stay tuned for more details on this, but this definitely, Jam Master Jay doing that, man, this was awful, bro. I know he can't answer for it now. His sins are his sins, but guys, this was awful, man. You guys stay tuned for more details. I guess more is going to be coming up from this story. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share this video with everyone you want. I will be back making more videos. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up in the next week or two, so you guys stay tuned. I'll holla. Peace.